I'm Holly True Verret. I want to welcome you to Inspiration for Daily Living. I hope this message will encourage you, inspire you, and strengthen you to live an empowered life every single day. Today's message is don't give up. Don't give in. Have you ever woken up in the morning and you're ready to throw in the towel, whether it's on a relationship or a dream or a vision or even on your life? Have you ever been so filled with sorrow and grief that you don't feel that you can go on another day? Have you ever had something that you're working on absolutely fall apart? Whether that's a marriage or a relationship or a project for work or a plan for your future, and you're like, I'm done. You throw your hands up and you say, that's it. Have you ever woken up in the morning and you've cried out to God and you've said, okay, I can't do it anymore. Take me home. I'm ready to meet you. This trial is too hard. The burden is too heavy. The road is too long, and I'm done. If that's you today, I want you to know I understand that pain. I understand the agony of defeat way too well. Especially over the last 7 years, we have had some great triumphs. We have had some great victories. God has done some incredible miracles. But we have had some serious tragedies. We have had some serious trials. We have gone through some things that literally have buckled me at my knees. And I have said, I can't. I'm done. I'm over it. God, take me home. And every single day when I wake up and I feel that agony, I feel that defeat, a still small voice inside of me says, Holly, but I'm not done. I'm not done with your life yet. I know what you're going through. I see it every single day. I suffer with you. When you cry, I cry. When you call on me, I sit there and I listen and I hear you. And I want you to be assured I'm here and I'm working. You can't see it, but I'm behind the scenes. I'm doing something you could never imagine. Not only in this life, but in the life to come. My daughter, please, I want you to hold on. I want you to, every day, I want you to love. I want you to give, no matter what you have. Even if you don't feel you have enough, I want you to give. Even if you don't feel loved enough, I want you to love. And every day, by the supernatural strength and power of God inside of me, I get up and I go forward and I move on. I'd love to tell you that there's a big happy ending and a rainbow at the end of what I'm going to share with you today, but there's not. And I think it's why it's so important that I make this message for you today, because it's not about arriving at your dream destination and then being able to tell somebody, though that's a great opportunity to share a testimony. But sometimes an even greater opportunity to share is in the midst of your own struggle. And the reason I'm bringing this video to you today is not because I've arrived. I haven't even a clue where the destination is yet. There's still days that I am waking up in the morning and I'm crying out to God and I'm asking Him to take the pain, to take the tragedy, to set our feet on solid ground, to make our dreams come true. It hasn't happened yet, but I believe by faith that it's coming. It's what wakes me up in the morning. It's what fills my nostril with breath. That hope, that desire, that inner knowing that the storyline of my life is not over yet. To know that the book has not been written, the movie script has not been done. The story is not over. Knowing that God has a plan, that God has a purpose. I have suffered so much, especially the last 7 years, that I know pain way more than I ever wanted to know. But every day when I make the decision to allow God in that instant, in that moment, to heal that part of my heart, to protect that part of my mind, I get an opportunity in that day to touch someone else's life, to love on someone else, to give to someone else. And the joy and the gratitude of the people that I am able to love on and that I'm able to give to is so overwhelming. It might be something as simple as seeing a guy on the corner and I don't have enough money to give him money, but I just bought a soda at Circle K, so I hand him my 44-ounce cup of soda, and the smile on his face is so great you thought I just gave him $1 million. Or it might be the table that I serve at my job and they're just having a horrible, terrible day, and I'm able to bring joy and I'm able to bring peace by something that I share with them. It may be my son or my daughter coming home from school. They've had a horrible day. They've been bullied. They've struggled in their classes, and I'm able to wrap my arms around them and love them. And they just melt in my arms, and a peace comes over them. For me, in my mind, I might not see any of those as big accomplishments, but I know that to the people whose lives that I am able to touch on a daily basis, those are big, they are huge accomplishments. I think sometimes we get so wrapped up in, seeing the major preachers or the actors or the athletes that are on TV, and they're, all over the world. They're traveling from here to there and speaking all over the world and performing all over the world. And that's the life that we want to live. I mean, we are inundated on a daily basis on television with all these people that sometimes we think, that's something I have to, in order to be a success, in order to have achieved greatness, I've got to be that person. And I want you to know that's not true. There are a handful of people that have the privilege of being able to have that kind of life. But with that kind of life comes an even greater challenge, because they don't have to just battle their own inner demons and their own inner failures and their own trials. They have to do it on the stage in front of everyone, and they have critics and people that are following them. They have it even harder than we could ever even imagine. So it's not something to be glorified or to try to attain to, or to set ourselves up and compare ourselves with, or to feel like a failure because of not having. For years, I thought that if I didn't have letters behind my name, PhD, MD, psychologist, if I didn't have letters behind my name from a university, that I didn't have any value in what I had to share. It took me years to realize that you don't have to have letters behind your name to make an impact. You don't have to have letters behind your name to be a success. If you do, that's great, but you don't have to. And a success isn't always having your name up in lights or the best-selling author on the New York Times bestsellers list or being, the Gandhi of the world. Sometimes it's being the neighbor who brings food when tragedy has struck. Sometimes it is being the parent who shows up at the child's recital. Last year when I went to all of my kids' concerts at school, I was amazed to see how few parents were in the audience based on the number of students. In my day, the number of people in the audience packed the house. They were standing room only for a kid's 6th grade recital. Nowadays, it's a handful of parents that show up. You can be the hero in your children's lives just by showing up, by taking interest in their schoolwork, by taking interest in an instrument they're playing or a sport that they're playing. You can be a hero. You will be a success. Some of you out there and you're performing jobs that you feel are beneath you. But I want you to know that you can be a success, you can be a hero in those jobs, and everything you do in those jobs are going to build you in strength and skills for what you want to do in the future. But I don't want any of you to ever feel like you are not good enough, to the point that you feel that you're going to throw in the towel or that you're going to give up. God has such a great and mighty purpose for your life that He is at work behind the scenes. He is doing things you can't imagine. He is moving in ways that if you saw Him moving, you'd say, I'm not going there. That's too much. Some things are kept from us to protect us. And we're not supposed to arrive at those places until an appointed time for a reason. Your life on this earth is here because God has a purpose. And it's not just one great and mighty purpose. It's a purpose every day in every person's life that you come into contact with. I know the pain and the struggle of tragedy. I know the pain and the struggle of losing people that you love. I know what it means to lose a job. I know what it means to be homeless. I know what it means to not have enough money to buy food to put on the table. But I also know that God is so much bigger, that His plan for my life is so much greater, that I wake up every day, and on those days when I want to give in and I want to give up, I say no. Our biggest demon are not outside forces coming to attack us. Our biggest demon is our own mind that wants to give in and wants to give up. Taking the thoughts captive in our mind that are bombarding us on a daily basis, telling us to quit, telling us to give in. Those are the voices that we have to shut down. That is the one thing we have to do in order for us to be able to go forth in another day. I don't know who you are, and I don't know where you are in your life and in your struggle, but I want you to know God has a purpose. God is doing something in your life, and He's preparing you for something so great that you can't imagine. Not just in this life, but in the next life. Today, I want you to make a declaration that you, no matter what you're going through, no matter how hard the trial is, no matter how long the road is, no matter how heavy the burden is, I want you to make a declaration today. I won't give up. I'm not going to quit. I deserve to live. I deserve to breathe. I deserve to love. I deserve to give and to be given to. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be shown affection. And I'm going to love myself enough to not give up and not give in. I know that inside of each of us is the ability to overcome, is the ability to succeed, is the ability to become all that we were created to be. And on those days when your knees are weak, I want to tell you, surround yourself by people and resources that are going to build you up and encourage you. Get rid of the skeptics, get rid of the naysayers, get rid of the negative people in your life, turn off the television, shut down the internet. Fill your mind with the Word of God. Fill your mind with positive messages. Fill your space of your life with people that are going to believe in you, that are going to encourage you and strengthen you. Only set before your eyes those things that are going to build you up. Set aside everything that is going to tear you down or add to your feelings of inferiority. Add to your feelings of failure. Set it aside. It's very hard some days, I know, to look in the mirror and to see a beautiful being and to say, I love you, you have meaning, your life has purpose. But I make myself do it every day. I want to encourage you to do the same thing. Please today, from this message, please take away, walk away, feeling empowered to say, I know that God's got a purpose for my life and I'm going to live another day. I am going to live to see the glory of the Lord in the land of the living. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it's encouraged you. I hope it's strengthened you. Until we meet again, may God richly bless you, and may He speak to your heart, and may you know your value and know your worth. Thank you. Have a good day.